Hello and welcome to Daily Prelims Practice, an initiative where we take up important news articles of the day and curate MCQs as per the demands of Civil Services exam. Articles covered today are shown on your screen, and detailed description of answers are provided in PDF and Word format in the description box down below. So, let us begin.
Starting off with the first article of the day, which appeared on page 8 of today's Hindu newspaper. Now, Democratic Republic of Congo is in news because of the killings of at least 41 people in an attack on a school on Uganda-Congo border by militants. The border region between Uganda and Congo is no stranger to militancy. Now, as you can see from this PYQ of the year 2022, places that have been in news is a key area of interest for UPSC, and a map-based questions have appeared on them. On similar lines, here's practice question number 1. Consider the following countries: Gabon, Uganda, Angola, and Kenya. Now, how many of the above countries have borders with Democratic Republic of Congo? Now let us refer to the map of Africa to get a clear picture of which of the following countries share borders with Congo. As you can see from this map, Democratic Republic of Congo is the second largest country in Africa. It borders with 9 countries, that is Angola, Burundi, Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zambia. Hence, as you can see from this option, only Angola and Uganda share borders with Congo. Hence, two of the above statements are correct. Hence, option B is the right answer. Now, moving on to PYQ, here option C was the right answer. Now, moving on to the second article of the day, which appeared on page 9 of today's Hindu newspaper. This op-ed elaborates on the reason why cyclonic disturbances over North Indian Ocean, which includes both Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal and the land area in between, have gone through many significant changes in recent decades. Now, climatology over Indian landmass and factors that are affecting it forms an important part of geography syllabus and has been asked by UPSC before, as can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2017 on Indian Ocean Dipole. Based on today's article, here's practice question number 2. Consider the following statements with reference to tropical cyclones. Statement 1. It says that Bay of Bengal experiences more tropical cyclones when compared to Arabian Sea. Whereas the second statement says that Arabian Sea has a higher salinity than Bay of Bengal. Now, the ratio of cyclones between Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal has been 1:4, and these are because of 4 factors. The first is that average temperature of Bay of Bengal is higher than Arabian Sea. Bay of Bengal is a warm pool region, while on the other hand, Arabian Sea has higher salinity and low temperatures, which is disadvantageous for cyclone formation. The second reason is that Bay of Bengal has abundant water availability due to continuous influx of warm water from large rivers like Ganga and Brahmaputra. This freshwater influx makes it further impossible to mix the warm water above with cooler water below. The third reason is that the shape of land around the Bay of Bengal weakens the wind speed, which allows the wind to spin faster. Whereas the fourth and the last reason is that Bay of Bengal also experiences the offshoots of tropical cyclones from the Pacific Ocean. Now, which of the following statements is correct in respect to above statements? Now that we have established that statement 1 and 2 both are correct, and statement 2 correctly explains statement 1, hence option A is the correct answer. Whereas PYQ is concerned, option B was the right answer. Moving on to the third article of the day, which appeared on page 12 of today's Hindu newspaper. This article reports that the Gandhi Peace Prize for the year 2021 was announced yesterday. Now, as you can see from previous year question of 2021, awards like Bharat Ratna and Padma awards have been asked by UPSC before in prelims. Hence, based on today's article, here's practice question number 3. Consider the following statements with reference to Gandhi Peace Prize. Statement 1. It is awarded annually only to individuals who are involved in social and political transformation through non-violence. Now, this statement is not correct because the prizes is given to individuals, associations, institutions, as well as organizations. It can be divided between two persons or institutions who are considered by the jury to be equally deserving of recognition every year. The second statement, to be eligible for nomination for the award, the individual must hold Indian citizenship. This statement is also incorrect because it is open to all persons regardless of their nationality, creed, race, or gender. The previous awardees include organizations such as ISRO, Ramakrishna Mission, Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, whereas it has been also been conferred to former President of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, and Banga Bandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman of Bangladesh. Statement third, the selection committee to consider the nominations for the award is headed by the President of India. This statement again is incorrect because the jury is chaired by the Prime Minister of India and other members are Chief Justice of India, the Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha Speaker, as well as founder of Shulabh International NGO. Now, how many of the statements given above is or are correct? As we have established, no statement is correct, hence option D is the right answer. Whereas PYQ is concerned, option C was the right answer. Now moving on to the fourth article of the day, which appeared on page 12 of today's Hindu newspaper. This article reports that the net direct tax collection has increased by 11.2% in the first 2.5 months of this financial year. Now, tax revenue forms an important part of fiscal policy, and higher tax collections are a sign of improving macroeconomic fundamentals. Now, various types of taxes have been asked by UPSC before, as it can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2014 on sales tax. Hence, based on today's article, here's practice question number 4. Which of the following tax concepts is used to determine the tax liability of an individual based on their ability to pay? Now, first option is proportional tax, which is also known as a flat tax, and it is a system in which the tax rate remains constant regardless of the income or wealth of the individual. This means that everyone, regardless of their income level, has to pay the same proportion of income as their tax. Hence, this option is incorrect. The third option is regressive tax, which is a tax system in which the tax burden decreases as the income or wealth of the individual increases. This means that individuals with lower incomes pay a higher proportion of tax of their income as tax compared to those with higher incomes. Hence, it is also incorrect. The fourth option is flat tax, which is a tax system where a fixed tax rate is applied to all the individuals regardless of their income level. It is a form of proportional tax where the tax rate remains constant for all the players. Hence, this is also incorrect. Now, the correct option is B, that progressive tax, which is a tax system in which the tax rate increases as the taxable income or wealth of the individual increases. It is based on the concept of the ability to pay, where individuals with higher incomes or greater wealth are subjected to higher tax rates. This type of tax system aims to achieve a greater degree of income redistribution by placing a larger burden on those who can afford it more. Now, as far as PYQ is concerned, option B is the correct answer. Now, moving on to the fifth article of the day, which appeared on page 14 of today's Hindu newspaper. This article reports that the central government has made changes to the open market sale scheme, and this move is aimed at curbing the food inflation. Now, government procurement under the MSP program remains in news because of its food security implications. Thus, this topic is also a key area of interest for the UPSC exam, which is apparent from this PYQ of the year 2020 on minimum support price scheme for cereals and pulses. Based on today's article, here's practice question number 5. Consider the following statements with respect to open market sale scheme. The first statement: the maximum quantity that a bidder can purchase in a single bid is 10,000 tons. Now, previously, the Food Ministry has already imposed restrictions on sale of wheat under the OMSS program, which limits the quantity of a bidder to 3,000 tons. Now, presently, the maximum quantity that a bidder can purchase has now been restricted to the range of 10 to 100 metric tons. Hence, statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2. The FCI conducts e-auction for OMSS on the platform eNAM. Now, for transparency in the operation, the Food Corporation of India has switched over to e-auction for sale under OMSS scheme. The FCI conducts a weekly auction under this scheme and uses a platform of commodity exchange called NCDEX or National Commodity and Derivative Exchange Limited. Hence, it is not conducted on eNAM. Thus, statement 2 is also incorrect. Now, how many of the above statements is or are correct? From the above discussion, we can say that option D is the right answer. Whereas the PYQ is concerned, here also option D was the right answer. Now moving on to the last article of the day, which appeared on page 17 of the Indian Express. This article explains how a weak monsoon can particularly impact paddy, which is a highly water intensive crop. Cultivation of rice and wheat and its productivity has a major impact on food supply and food inflation respectively. Hence, it is an important part of UPSC syllabus, which you can see from this PYQ of the year 2020, where a question appeared on factors that affect price of rice in India. On similar lines, here's practice question. With reference to rice crop, consider the following statements. Statement 1. In direct seeding of rice, fields are flooded by water to prevent the germination of weeds. Now, this statement is incorrect because fields are flooded by water in transplantation method and not direct seeding of rice. Statement 2. In transplantation method, seeds are sown in the field without any kind of nursery preparation. Now this statement is also incorrect because seeds are sown in the field without any kind of nursery preparation in direct seeding of rice and not in transplantation method. While the third statement, it says that India is the largest producer of rice in the world. This statement is also incorrect because it is China that is the largest producer and the second comes India. Now, how many of the statements given above is or are correct? As we have seen, no statements are correct, hence option D is the right answer. Whereas PYQ is concerned, here also option D was the right answer.